Hey guys, Barbara here. In this video, we're going to learn how to create and organize in Google Drive. Understanding how to create and organize documents and folders in Google Drive is so important. It helps you to know what documents you have related to different projects and ensures that you can find things quickly and efficiently. By the end of this video, you'll know how to do just that. Let's get you started. There are two ways to create in Google Drive. The first is from the big New button on the left-hand side, and the second is simply right-clicking into a blank space in Google Drive. Both options pull up the same menu. From this menu, you can choose to either create a folder, upload a file or folder, or create a new Google Doc, sheet, slide, or one of the other tools available to you within your Drive. Let's start by having a look at creating a folder in Google Drive. The first thing you'll need to do is give that folder a name. Naming conventions in the Google environment are so important, so be sure to give it a searchable name. Once the folder is named, simply click Create. Your folder will now appear in Google Drive. If you have a Google Drive app on your mobile device, that folder will automatically appear there too. I always like to say, right-click is your friend in the Google environment. This is so true, as so often the actions or options you are looking for will appear when you right-click. So let's right-click on this folder. The menu that appears has a number of options. Here, you can share the folders with others, get a shareable link, add a shortcut to Drive, move it to another location, add it to the Start section of Google Drive, rename it, change the color, which will help you categorize your Drive folders into colors, search inside the folder, view the folder details, download it or delete it. When you double-click on a folder, it will open the folder. Something that is really important to notice is this top navigation bar. See how it is changed to show you where you are within Google Drive? Anything you choose to create now will be created inside this folder. I'll go ahead and create a few subfolders that I need inside this folder. Notice that when I simply select a folder, a few shortcut options appear at the top that you can use too. Double-clicking on one of these folders will open it up. Notice how the navigation bar now shows the location you are currently in. If you need to pull up a menu of the folder that you are in while you are inside that folder, simply use the little Samusa drop-down arrow that appears on this navigation bar next to your folder's name. Now that we have covered creating folders, let's move on to creating documents within these folders. Either head to your New button in the top left or right-click in the blank space. You can choose whether you would like to use a template or create a blank doc. I'll select a blank doc. A new tab will open with your blank doc. You will need to give this document a name. You can do this by clicking into the untitled space in the top left-hand corner. Having effectively named documents is so important in the Google environment. Google has one of the most powerful search algorithms in the world. If you name your documents consistently and effectively, you'll be able to use Google search tools to find these documents without ever having to open a folder. Have a look at our video on searching in Google Drive to understand more about this. Once your document is named, you will notice a few icons appear next to the document name. Here, you can star a document, which will add it to the Starred section of your Google Drive. The folder icon that you see here will show you where this document has been filed in Google Drive. The great thing about this little icon is you can move this document around within Drive from here as well. You can also create folders. No need to go back to Google Drive to do that. The little cloud that appears will show you the status of this document to use offline. Watch this video to learn more about using Google Drive offline. Even though Google Drive opened a new tab, when I selected Create a Google Doc, Google Drive did not close. Navigate back to the Google Drive tab in your browser. See how the document that has just been created now appears inside that folder? If you are in List View, you will be able to see who the owner of this document is and when it was last modified. This is really handy if you are wanting to quickly check and see if any changes have been made recently on any of the documents that are shared. You are able to access the document or folder activity by simply selecting the document or folder and using the little eye icon that appears at the top of Google Drive. Here, you will be able to see if the document has been shared, who it has been shared with, what type of file it is, the location, the owner, and a few more details. If you need to, you can add in a description as well. Here, you will also be able to track all activity from within the folder or document. If you are accessing the activity of a shared space, you will be able to see who it has been shared with and if they have made any edits or changes within that collaborative space. If you want to move a file or folder, you can either right-click on it and move it using the Move option that appears on the menu, or alternatively, drag and drop it where you need it to be.